It's coming. The best horses. The best jockeys. The world's richest horse race. 20 million US dollars. The Saudi Cup, Saturday, February 20, midday, 1 p.m. ECT on SportsMax.
Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. The second running of the world's richest horse race, the Saudi Cup, is set for the King Abdulaziz racetrack in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on Saturday. The event, to be run over 9 furlongs or 1,800 meters, carries a purse of 20 million US dollars and has attracted a field of 14 top-class thoroughbreds from around the world. The winning horse will get a 10 million US dollar share of that purse, working out to about 1.1 million US dollars per furlong, or about 90,000 US dollars per second. Can I get a wow? Well, the action will be live on your home of champions, SportsMax, from midday in Jamaica, 1 p.m. outside. And among the entries is the 5-year-old Bangkok, a British-bred horse trained by Andrew Balding. Bangkok's assistant trainer is Andrew's wife, Annalisa Balding, who joins us live from Saudi Arabia to talk about his chances in the big race. Annalisa, good afternoon. Well, it's afternoon here in Jamaica. It's evening where you are. Welcome to the SportsMax Zone. So glad to have you.
Hey, good evening, guys. It's so good to be on this show. Thank you so much for asking me, and I must apologize for the setting that I'm in. But out in Saudi, they are testing like crazy on COVID, and I have had to now come in for my 4th test today, and I'm in this sort of prison cell, but I'm still super excited about tomorrow.
Excellent, very good. And I was just about to ask you about the accommodations and the hospitality since you have been in Saudi Arabia. Can you tell us about that?
They have done the most amazing job. It is so hard for them. You know, they have to pull off this amazing event in these current situations of the pandemic. We're in a hotel. We actually have got a lovely hotel, but there is nothing open at all. Everything is room service. And we come out to the track and see the horses in the morning, and then we go back to our hotel. But it's an amazing opportunity to be here. Saudi have done the most incredible job. The track looks amazing, the turf and the dirt. The grandstand's ready to go, and it's all systems go.
Right, all right. Tell us about your lad now, Bangkok. How has he settled in after the trip from Europe to Saudi Arabia for this important race?
Well, Bangkok has actually got a lot of air miles on his passport in the last few months. He's been to Qatar, he's been to Bahrain, and now he's come to Saudi. So he is a really good business class passenger. He loves traveling, he eats well, he's got a good temperature, he's been exercising just as we want it. So from that side of things, all things are good.
Annalisa, how confident are you going into this big race? What do you think your chances are?
Look, it is a very, very valuable race, the most valuable race in the world. And quite rightly, it has got the very best horses. And America are coming strong-handed. And I have to be honest and realistic, it would be wonderful to finish on the bottom of one of the American experts. I think from our point of view, if we could finish in the first 6, we would be absolutely delighted to be with you know, that sort of quality of horse. That said, anything can happen. Racehorses are not machines. And if you're not in, you can't win. And the fact is we're going to turn up tomorrow, hopefully in the best form of our lives. Bangkok's going to get out of bed the right side, and he's going to really run for his life.
Definitely. Well, coming into this interview, I was actually very delighted to see that I would be speaking to a female trainer because not often do I get that opportunity. Has it been any different for you from the male trainers?
You know, they've been so fair, and my husband would love to be here, but he's busy at home, and it's an amazing opportunity for me to come over. They have been so welcoming and so fair, and all credit to them. I have been given every opportunity that every man would be.
Annalisa, let's talk some brass tacks now because Bangkok is a horse that I followed very well from his brief 2-year-old campaign. I was following him in his preparation for the Investec Derby. Of course, we know Anthony Van Dyke won that one. Actually, it was bet to the tune of 9-1 going into the Derby, so a lot of confidence in Bangkok's ability. Would you say that that the feeling at home is that maybe he has not gone on as much as you expected, that he has disappointed you somewhat, based on his early promise?
I think you need to take out a training license because you are spot on. He hasn't done as much as we hoped. He showed us a lot at home. Unfortunately, mentally, he was a very late developer. And I think he probably lost the English Derby in the paddock beforehand. It was just too much for him. As I say, he's now travelled a long way. He's got a lot of miles on the clock. He's mentally much bigger and much better and much stronger. And, you know, he won his prep race a couple of weeks ago really impressively. And Ryan Moore, who you'll all know, champion jockey, you know, he got off the horse and was incredibly complimentary and wanted to have the ride on this horse in this race. And I think that is a bigger credit as we can take.
Yeah, I liked how he took down Forest of Dean in that race the last time I saw him run. The thing though, Annalisa, the big thing for me, well, at Bangkok's price, I mean, anybody who knows anything about horse racing knows it's worth a nibble at the price that he's going to be bet at in that race. I'm worried though about the surface. And I know that I saw when the possibilities were being discussed that Andrew, your husband, said, well, he's never acted on dirt before, so we don't know how well he'll go on that surface. Given how you've seen him in his exercise gallops, although it's not a real indicator, how well do you think he'll act on the dirt for the first time in his career?
Well, I think everything you've said is spot on. He's got a dirt pedigree. And if you look at his brother, Matterhorn, he went on the dirt beautifully. There is no reason why Bangkok wouldn't because of his action. He's been training on the track this week. And the dirt out here is not like the dirt in America, and I've just been to the races now and watched it. It's not the same surface. It doesn't have the same kickback. And, you know, he's going around it in the mornings like a pro. So I don't feel that that's going to be any excuse. We put the special dirt plates on him, just on his hind shoes. And, you know, as I say, I don't think it's going to be an excuse. I think he should act on the ground tomorrow.
The thing I'm looking at the race, Annalisa, and I see there's a lot of pace in the race. We know how Charlatan will run. I think Nick's Go can only run one way, so you are guaranteed a very, very strong headline, which should suit you very much because your lad likes to sit off that pace, loves a strong pace in front of him, and when they turn for home those final 2 furlongs, Annalisa, anything can happen.
If you'd like to come and give the jockeys the instructions, that's exactly what we're going to say tomorrow. Because, you know, as you say, Nick's Go is going to go drawn where he's drawn. You know, there is going to be plenty of pace, and we need that pace. And then hopefully as we come around the bend, we can pick them off one by one and romp home by 2 lengths.
Excellent. As we wrap, Annalisa, one of the interesting features of the Saudi Cup for me is that we all know that there was a woman winning on the card last year. Holly Doyle, who needs no introduction, is riding in this race. She's here. She's had so many career highs in the past 12 months or so. She won, 3 Leicesters at the recent awards ceremony, doing well. As a woman training, looking at a woman riding and reaching levels that no woman has reached before, what kind of satisfaction does it give you about the place of women in horse racing in the 21st century?
It is fantastic. And I've got a bit of a girl crush on Holly. I mean, she is just so cool and she is just so strong and she is such a professional. And, you know, I will be cheering her home as well tomorrow. I do think the whole, her year has been amazing. And she should be so proud of what she's achieved. And I've got a 10-year-old daughter at home and she's just done a school project on her idol. And her idol is Holly Doyle. Yeah. She knows the ins and outs of Holly Doyle.
Excellent. Annalisa, we wish you all the best in running. Bangkok is in a very tough race, but he is a hard-knocking horse. We know that. Cross everything. And while you're at it, taking care of the horse in Saudi Arabia, do say hi to Frankie Dettori for us. We are huge fans out here in Jamaica.
Take care. I will be. Great to speak to you.
Excellent. All right, Annalisa. That's Annalisa Bowling, the wife of Andrew Bowling, one of the top trainers in Britain. In fact, Andrew's horse, Kamiko, won the 2,000 guineas at Newmarket last season. And Bangkok, as we discussed, Mariah, this one, when it emerged as a 2-year-old, showed tremendous promise. And early in its 3-year-old campaign, looked to be a world beater. And there was a lot of confidence and a lot of cash bet on Bangkok heading into the Investec Derby, but the race didn't suit him. And as you heard Annalisa say, he dissipated his chances by acting up, by not settling in the pre-parade before the race. And that was pretty much that. But what I want to take you upon in the time we have left, Mariah, women making their mark in horse racing And the 21st century is not going to be like the 20th because
Never.
the dominant horse people of the 20th century were men. The 21st century is shaping up to be a different matter entirely.
Definitely, and it's shaping up to be a different matter in all aspects of sport, but particularly in horse racing. Because, George, when I saw Annalisa Balding's name, I had to check again, and I'm like, wow, we're going to be talking to a woman trainer. And I felt, you know, I had to ask her that question as to, you know, if she felt any sort of, you know, if she felt different being a trainer among so much men. They say horse racing is the sport of kings, so you would always feel, I mean, you know, but Annalisa says, no, there's so much opportunity. She's given equal opportunity, and I hope to see more female trainers moving on. And you see the amount of love that she has for Holly Doyle.
Oh, yes.
That's just so heartwarming to see her supporting her.
Holly Doyle, superstar, fourth in the Jockeys Championship, the Flat Jockeys Championship in the UK last year, in Britain last year. And she also finished third in the running, in the voting for the British Sport Personality of the Year award. She was third in that. She rode 151 winners. History maker Holly Doyle was. And Annalisa Balding hoping that she can support her husband Andrew and get Bangkok into the winners enclosure. $10 million for a horse race. Oh my word. You can watch all the action live. SportsMax, the home of champions. Mariah will be watching. Will you?